people. Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. is finally going down this weekend. Welcome to Box Center. I'm your host, Jay Smith, and we talking boxing, my people. What a fight! What a fight! Look, we already know about the incident with the egg. We already know about, you know, their 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 pops. Their pops went at it and did not like each other. And Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. do not like each other. And they're gonna fight. That's it. No more talking, no more trash talking, no more, predictions. It's going down on Saturday. It's going down on Saturday, my people. Ooh, somebody came through and hit that light bulb right away, like bam. Undefeated Will. Yo, salute. Salute, my brother. So yeah, man, that's it. Conor Benn, Chris Eubank Jr. Who you got winning that fight and how? Is this fight going the distance? Is somebody getting knocked out? Tell me, my brother. I know I've been saying it. I got my own prediction. Underrated Will. Conor by KO. Whew. It's like that. It's gonna be that type of brutal ending to it. Not even a technical knockout, a knockout. Okay. I feel you. I feel you. I'm gonna tell you what, my brother. In my case, I got it the same. Conor Benn, and I know that he's moving up in weight, and for that reason, there's people who don't expect it to happen. They're like, nah, Chris is too big for him. Chris is too big. I don't know, man. He just Conor Benn is making me have that faith in him. They don't like each other, man. They do not like each other. And you gotta understand, this bad blood is from when their parents were fighting each other. Imagine that. So the only thing that sucks is that, as you can see, Conor Benn's pops is supporting him 100%. Nigel Benn is supporting him 100%. But Chris Eubank Sr. is not with it. He already said he's not going to be at the fight. He's not supporting his son at all. So I wish he would have been part of it, because obviously he's part of that history, but Chris Eubank Sr., he don't want to hear it. Called it a circus show and everything. But I believe that this is going to be a major fight. Because even though I got Conor Benn knocking him out, I don't think he's going to, and sleep him. I think it's going to be, they're both going to have their moments in that fight. Alpha Sosa guy, what's good, OG Blessing? What's the deal, my brother? Appreciate you dropping in, man. We talking boxing. You already know it. Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr., they fighting on Saturday, man. It's on. Alpha Sosa gang. Dios bendiga igual, hermanito mío. Amén, amén. John Pound. Sound off, bro. Don't tell me that. Let me know. I know. I checked the connection just now. Check the connection just now. My check. All right, here we go. So again, my people, Conor Benn, Chris Eubank Jr., this history, because we're talking about since their parents. Their parents didn't like each other. Now the sons don't like each other, and they're finally about to get it in. That's it. That's this Saturday. Now, what I was saying before is that I wish Chris Eubank Sr. would have been part of this whole thing. That would have been cool to see him, during Chris Eubank Jr. training camp, in the fight. That would have been nice to see him there. But he's already said, I'm not going to be there. So that's it. But still, man, Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. is a fight. If y'all remember this, it was going to happen last year. And then, boom, it got sidetracked. When, Conor Benn had the whole situation that he got popped and, whatever. Point is, the fight is going down.
we're gonna get that action. So I'm super excited about it. Like I said, man, this a fight that I've been waiting for, and I've been making my prediction, which for whatever reason it seems controversial that I feel like Conor Benn is gonna knock him out. Someone here underrated Will, I think it was you, my brother, who agreed with me, who got Conor Benn by knockout. But a lot of people got Chris Eubank winning this fight. I believe he's gonna be the favorite simply because he is the naturally bigger guy. But I don't know, man. I still got Conor Benn sleeping him. I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe I don't know if there's some bias behind that. Like, I don't like the way he did with the egg, and I'm on Conor's side. But styles make fights, and I believe that aggressive style from Conor Benn is gonna catch up. I think he'll be able to catch, and he's gonna be the faster guy in the ring. He's gonna have speed in his favor. Let's see. Let's see how it plays out. This Saturday it is going down. So the predictions, we're gonna be done with those. We're gonna find out who wins it. And next week, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo, and Devin Haney. John Parham, that's a slugfest for sure. For sure. I believe Chris Eubank is gonna try to box him. I believe he's gonna try to box him, but Connor's gonna push the action. He's gonna force him. And the following week, man, we got Devin, Teo, and Ryan all on the same card from Times Square, New York. I've been saying it, man. Look, there's a lot. I want you guys to consider this. There's a lot of fights that are gonna happen, and I'll tell you some right now. Right, obviously next week, Conor Benn, Chris Eubank Jr. Then the week after that, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and Teofimo Lopez. The day after that, Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez versus William Skull. Then after that is going to be Tank Davis versus Lamar Roach, the rematch. After that, Canelo versus Crawford. So think about all of those fights that are coming up. You telling me nobody's going to be upset? You believe that nobody in all of those fights that I mentioned is going to be upset? So I believe there should be an upset alert. I can't tell y'all who. I'm not telling you who's going to be upset. I believe Barboza can upset Teofimo. I believe that. We got to see it, man. We got to see it. But I believe that, and the odds suggest that somebody's going to be upset. It's a lot of fights. A lot of good fights. A lot of our favorite fighters are going to be fighting. We're going to find out. Are they all going to win? Every single person I mentioned, are they all going to win? By the way, Subriel Matias is also fighting. Oh, I didn't even mention. Shakur Stevenson also got a card where it's going to be Shakur Stevenson versus Arnold Barboza. Been wanting to see that fight. Edgar Berlanga versus Hamza Shiraz. Ooh. Now I'm going to tell y'all something, and I've been said it. Lately, I haven't been a believer of Edgar Berlanga. I haven't, because I don't like the way that he's performed, and that fight with Canelo didn't show heart in that fight. You could see that Berlanga was there with Canelo like he was trying to survive. I didn't like that at all. But I will say, if Edgar Berlanga can beat Hamza Shiraz, I'll start to believe in him again. Because I was like, nah, man, you don't got it. Fighting like that, you don't have it. Charles Mills, Eubank wins. We're going to find out. I got Conor Benn knocking him out. That's what I got. John Parham wants to see how Haney looks. I agree. I agree with you 100% because, and I've been saying it, when you coming off of a beating like the one he took from Ryan Garcia, you got to see how he's going to react. Where's going to be his reaction when he gets caught with a good punch? So we're going to find out. We're definitely going to find out. Jose Ramirez is the guy to show us if Devin Haney can take a shot. But, there's a lot of big fights. is someone going to be upset? And who's going to be upset? Charles Mills, Canelo said Ryder was a tougher fight. Of course, at least Ryder was there to fight and coming forward and throwing punches. Berlanga was there to survive. Period, point blank. Yoda, you think Berlanga can beat and Billy? Mm, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I have to think. I have to ponder that. Charles Mills, exactly. I'm trying to tell you, Berlanga was there to survive. So I want to see if he could. Cause look, Hamza Shiraz, even though he was gifted a draw versus Carlos Adames, let's call it what it is, he got gifted a draw, and His Excellency Turkey Alaushi seems to have been involved in that one. But Hamza Shiraz is for real. He can fight flat out. So if Edgar Berlanga can beat him, I'm a believer again. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. That's a tough, tough fight. So you got Shakur Stevenson fighting um this dude. You got Edgar Berlanga fighting Hamza Shiraz and my peoples. Alberto Puello is gonna put his title on the line versus Subriel Matias. So there goes Subriel Matias getting a championship opportunity, a title shot. Let's see what happens. Charles Mills, Zepeda beating Shakur. Nah, you wilding out, my brother. Shakur's gonna make it look easy. It's gonna be like Shakur versus Valdez. Come on now. That's the results that you would like to see, but Zepeda's a flat-footed fighter. He a pressure fighter, but he flat-footed. Tailor-made for Shakur, my God. Abdul Rahim, Eubank Jr. versus Benn. Will they be always in the shadow of their fathers? Possibly. For them to get out that shadow, they're gonna have to surpass them, and it's hard. I don't see any one of them two surpassing their pops. But if Conor Benn beats Chris Eubank Jr., he surpasses pops. Remember, his pops lost to Chris's pops. Now Conor Benn is beating the son, who's multiple divisions fighting above him at a catchweight. So this will be big for Conor Benn. Charles Mills, I heard Zepeda is fighting Shakur next. Yeah, he's fighting Shakur next. In that card that I just mentioned, it's going to be Shakur and Zepeda, Berlanga and Hamza Shiraz, Puello and Subriel Matias, and by the way, David Morrell is also going to be fighting on that card. It's going to be stacked. That's a card right there. Hash Bass, congratulations to Shakur for getting rid of Eddie and Jay Prince. Charles Mills, Pitbull might knock Shakur unless Shakur jabs him all night. Nah, Pitbull will be easy work for Shakur, man. Easy work. Easy work. I'm telling you, a flat-footed fighter is not gonna beat Shakur. If Shakur ever get beat, it's gonna be by a sharp boxer. It's gonna be by a sharp boxer who's able to counter him and outpoint him and shit. Them strong guys that's coming forward and throwing punches, rock'em sock'em robot type of fighters, no chance. No chance. Lee Montoya, Zepeda, Will Shakur. Zepeda's gonna get made to look easy. Easy work. John Parham, Shakur won't let Pitbull inside. I'm trying to tell you, a short fighter, flat-footed, that's coming forward throwing punches, is not gonna beat Shakur. Charles Mills, who has been that strong versus Shakur? Yo, you think this guy don't got power? De Los Santos? You think Oscar Valdez don't got power with all them knockouts? Come on now. Rams Rio, I'm going to bet on Chris Eubank by stoppage. Also, Shakur cooks Pitbull and Zepeda. So look, Chris Eubank is the bigger guy, so I understand that. But Conor Benn, the energy that he's bringing to the table, man, whoa! I just feel like he's gonna shock the world. I believe in him. Charles Mills, yeah, and he ran. Superman, salute Jay Smith, salute my brother. Hash Bass, Pitbull is easy work for Shakur. He's gonna take a fighter that can force him to fight. Charles Mills, he threw 58 punches. Charles Mills, Ben loses. You got Chris Eubank winning. How you gotta win in that fight? John Pound, Shakur and Pitbull will go 12 either way. Charles Mills, how you saying Ben is gonna lose to Chris Eubank? How do you think he's gonna lose? Is he gonna get outboxed and it's gonna be by points? Ramsdale, Shakur had an injured hand versus De Los Santos, and he still won. He looked bad, but he had an injury. In his worst performance, he still won. You know what you saying is all facts, but his haters will never acknowledge that. They'll never acknowledge that the low punch output was due to an injury. It's just like that's the only fight that they like to bring up for whatever reason. The one that he was injured and still found a way to beat an elite level boxer. Abdul Rahim, what is your assessment of the current state and future of boxing? Will we see improvement in reference judging, scorecard, backhanders, money laundering, corruption, middlemen, and promoters? Look, I think boxing is in a real good state simply because we're getting a lot of good fights. It's like every month we're having good fights and good cards. So that put, in my opinion, that puts boxing in a good state because there's a lot of fan-friendly fights. A lot of fights that they're gonna be action-packed. The whole card is gonna be action-packed. So I think boxing is in a good state. We're getting big fights. We're getting Canelo versus Crawford. That's gonna be huge. Now, where is, that new league headed with Turkey Al Sheikh and them? I'm not sure. I don't know how that's gonna play out because they decided to have their own belt, their own league. So I have to see it in play to make an opinion on that. But I think boxing is in a good state right now, my brother. We get it. We're getting the fights. As far as corruption and judges scorecards, I don't think that's ever gonna end, to be honest, because even if you have computer judging, that can be corrupted. You can set up the computer to score more points for this guy than for that guy. So I think there's always gonna be corruption. Is gonna be part of the sport, but corruption is part of every sport. One way or another, there's corruption in every single sport. So that's just part of it. I guess we gotta take that. That's the type of thing that we have to accept as part of it. Superman, haha, is gonna be by Bomac, aka Trainers. Lee Montoya, Shakur is a loser. God damn. A guy who's undefeated and a 3 division champion is a loser? Come on, man. What is you talking about? Never took a loss, but he's a loser. Wow, that's crazy. Ramsdale de Los Santos killed Valenzuela, who outclassed Pitbull as well. Shakur has an undefeated resume, for real. I'm saying, how do you call Shakur a loser? An undefeated fighter's a loser? That's crazy work. Campeche, were you ever a boxer? Yes, sir. I was actually an amateur boxer, competed in the Golden Gloves in New York City. Had one professional fight, but I lost that fight. I was 44 years old, boxed versus a 35-year-old. So in reality, that was more about me wanting to step in the ring as a professional, trade leather, and get that out my system. Ramvrel and Pitbull gave Tank his second toughest fight. Real talk. Real talk. After Lamar Roach is Pitbull Cruz. Ramsdale, underrated resume. Superman. People hate Core for no reason. Like, yo, it'd be crazy. Like, for no reason. No, it's not for no reason. If you notice, 99% of the people who hate Shakur and talk like that are Tank Davis fans. 99%, yo. Tank forever. Tank forever. They hate Shakur because they know Shakur will lump him up. That's why. They know Shakur will lump Tank up. Just like Errol Spence fans, they hate Terrence Crawford. And they always hated Terrence Crawford because they knew deep down inside, damn, Bo will lump Crawford, Bo will lump Spence up, lump him up. And that's what he did, so that's why they hate him even more now. Just the way it is, man. Just the way it is. Kempachi, what age are people out their prime? Now, everybody is not out their prime at the same age. There's a lot of factors. So, for example, if me and you are both 30 years old, right? And you're always partying, you're always getting drunk, you're always getting high, and you only go to the gym when you got a fight lined up, you go to your training camp, you do you. But in your personal life, you fucking up. Me, on the other hand, when I'm not fighting, I still be going to the gym. I still be training. I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke. I don't gain a bunch of weight between fights. I'm always in shape. My prime is going to last longer than yours. Why? Because of the type of shape that I'm keeping my body. Another thing to take into consideration, what type of fights we've been in. If we both 30 years old, but you been knocked the fuck out 4 times, put to sleep, and I ain't never been stopped, then my prime is also gonna last longer because of my faculties. All the knockouts don't got you punch drunk, slow and reacting. Now you get hit more often. Now your punch resistance is down. So in reality, there is no specific age where people finish their prime. Just some people are able to extend it longer because of the way that they live. That's what I got for you, my brother. Underrated Will, 37 years old. Campeche. Damn, you would win. I smoke weed and I drink mad beers. Okay, you could do that, but if you're a professional boxer and you do that, your prime is not gonna last as much as a guy who's not doing any of those things. That's I'm trying to tell you, everybody's prime is not the same. That's why there's fighters out there that at 37, 38, they can perform at their peak level still. They're not at their peak strength, but they can still perform at their peak level. And that's why they can win titles at that age or further out. But then there's fighters that at 37, 38, they're completely washed up. That's it, they cooked. And anybody coming up is going to lump them up. That's the difference. Campeche, I'll stick to fighting on my PlayStation 5. That's a good idea, my guy. That's a great idea. um, but like I said, my peoples, we have a lot of fights coming up, and out of all these fights, I have a hard time believing that nobody's gonna get upset. Nobody's gonna get upset. I and I can't predict who. I'm not a damn psychic. I am Jake Stradamus, but I just can't tell you. I just feel like somebody will be upset. A lot of fights. A favorite is going down. JG, I'm going back in a little while. Alright? Alright? Go back. I don't know where you're going back to, but go back, my brother. um, but Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr., I digress. I'm just saying fence. So I digress. Conor Benn, Chris Eubank Jr., I believe that's going to be a huge, huge fight. Those two is going to trade some nasty leather. When you got two fighters who don't like each other and they can fight, they can bang, they both going in there with bad intentions, it's going to be serious. It's going to be serious. Because both of them, Conor Benn and Chris Eubank, are going to be out there trying to inflict bodily harm. Bodily harm. That's what they're going to be trying to put on each other. And there's history behind those two. There's a lot of history. And, to be honest, I personally didn't like the egg incident. I don't condone it. Chris Eubank Sr. don't condone it. He spoke against that. He was like, you disgrace us. You disgrace the family. Who taught you how to do that? I teach you how to do that? Huh? So Chris Eubank Sr. was not feeling the egg. I was not feeling the egg. But to be honest, it was kind of interesting. It was kind of interesting, my people. I have to be honest with y'all. I have to be honest. It made it, it feels like it brought up the tension. LLYY, what's the deal, my guy? I feel like, even though I didn't like it, you could see the the intensity has picked up after the egg incident. And I just seen an interview with Chris Eubank Jr. where he says that ideally what he wanted to do was hit Conor Benn with the egg, boom, and pull out another one, and boom, hit Eddie Hearn too with another egg. He actually said that. Like, not this is not a report. He said it out of his own mouth. That's what would have been the ideal scenario. But as soon as he slapped Conor Benn with the egg, there was too much chaos, and he would not have been able to align Eddie Hearn for a straight hit. You imagine that, my people? That would have been crazy. That would have been crazy right there. Sammy Chiba, the egg sold the fight for me. That's when you saw, oh, whoa, it's for real. And it's the way that he slapped him in the face with the egg. Like, he did it hard. He didn't just like pop the egg in his face. He slapped him with it. Superman, the egg was a bad thing, but it was regard to popping dirty and the fight not happening. LOYY. I feel so bad for Chris Eubank. His dad treated him so badly. He say some stuff about him on TV. He should say it between him personally. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, my brother. They have a certain type of relationship, and he expressed himself. The thing is that Conor Benn had already blown it up anyways. Conor Benn had let the cat out the bag about his own father. He was telling him in his face, your own father don't like you. So I guess that's pretty well known within the boxing community. But nevertheless, Chris Eubank Sr. got his reason. Look, he was very upset about the situation with the egg. They were gonna ask him about it. Oh, what happened with with your son hitting him with an egg? And he was not happy about that. If you followed or if you watched Chris Eubank Sr., he's a classic guy. Classic guy, no nonsense, no games, respectful, very respectful. And to see his son doing that, it bothers him. It bothers him a lot, in fact. And I was saying earlier, I wish Chris Eubank Sr. would have been there. I wish he would have been part of this whole card, this whole event. LLYY. Chris Eubank Sr. is a very respected gentleman. That's what I'm saying. To see his son acting that way and talking that way sometimes, he doesn't like it. And, him being, the person who he is, the respected champion that he is, people are gonna ask him about it. They're gonna ask him. Anytime Chris Eubank Jr. does something crazy or say something crazy, they're gonna ask him about it. And that just makes the tension even worse. LOYY. But in today's age, Chris Eubank acted like his son is not going to sell fights, is not working anymore. Like his dad. I mean, I don't think that was necessary, but there are people, someone in here just said that earlier, that to them, that's what sold the fight. That's what sold it to them. Like, oh, okay, I'm tuning in, I'm going to see what's going on. But it's still, man, I think this fight, the zone, Matchroom specifically, they doing a great job of promoting this fight. I think it's Queensburg. Nah, that's Matchroom. I don't know. I think Chris Eubank is a free agent, but this is Matchroom. This is the zone. Or who? Or is this His Excellency Turkey Allow Sheik? And I don't. Oh, wait a minute. Who does anybody here know who Chris Eubank Jr. is signed to, or is he a free agent? Because I know Conor Benn is with Eddie Hearn, but Chris Eubank Jr., who is he signed to? Is he a free agent? Well, I digress. The bottom line is that they've done an amazing job of promoting this fight. They've been promoting it from the moment, man, they've been promoting this fight since last year. It fell through. They started promoting it again hard from the moment they signed the contracts. And I think there's gonna be a big fight. It's gonna do numbers. Wherever they're gonna fight is gonna be sold out. The viewership is gonna be crazy. People want to see this fight. People want to see how it's gonna play out. You see how contradicted we are. Some people think Chris Eubank Jr. is gonna knock Conor Benn out. Some people think Conor's gonna sleep him. Me being one of them. LLYY. Mike Hennessy is Chris Eubank Jr. promoter since 2011. Ah, okay. So I remember Chris Eubank Jr. was going at everybody. This is gonna be a big fight, man. This is gonna be, and of course, y'all know I'm gonna be calling it. I shouldn't even have to say at this point. I don't even have to say this because y'all know I'm calling this fight. I'm on it. I'm gonna let you know about the left hooks and the right uppercuts. Sammy Chiba, Conor got that shit Nigel has. That man throws hammers. I'm trying to tell you, man, Conor Benn. And it's not just that he's so aggressive. He's going to let his hands go. Conor Benn is going to go in there with bad intentions, looking to inflict bodily harm. I believe Chris... Watch. I'm telling you this right now, my peoples. I believe that Chris Eubank Jr. is going to try to box him and try to keep the distance and use the footwork and the lateral movement. I believe Chris Eubank is going to come with that type of boxing game. Look at that. Conor Benn is the smaller guy. And I got him pressing the action. I got him coming forward, letting them hands fly. Can Chris Eubank Jr. time him coming in? Or is Conor Benn going to catch him one of them big shots? Boom! And hurt him. And they just let them hands fly on him. You're going to see. I feel like Conor Benn has not just the skill set, but he got the power to keep him honest. He got the power to keep him guessing. And Chris Eubank got to be ready because he's going to eat a couple of those big shots and have to react. So I understand that a lot of people got Chris Eubank because he's the naturally bigger guy. That's fair enough. That's reasonable. But don't sleep on Conor Benn. Don't sleep on him. Because if Chris sleep on him, he going to sleep. LLYY. Ben Shalom is a smart businessman as well. He has one who told him to slap him with an egg. I mean, for whatever the reason they did it or however they came up with that, you know, it did help sell the fight. I personally didn't like it. He was fined, I think, like $100,000. We shall see. We shall see how now the fight is going to play out. What type of tension is going to be there from the egg. Etho Ray Peer, remember me? I don't. Sorry. But I don't. So we have to see. That's it. There's no more talking, no more cap, no more, pressers, predictions. It's fight time. They're going to fight. And we're going to find out who wins. LOYY, Ben Shalom is a good promoter. Working with Chris Eubank Jr. is good. I mean, Chris is getting the fights. So his promoter's working with him. He's getting the fights. I will say, this fight, I believe Chris Eubank Jr. needs it more than Conor Benn. Because he's the bigger guy, the clearly bigger guy. He's the guy who's supposed to win. So it's not a good look for him if he take a L. While Conor Benn, this win would be huge for his career, for his resume. Huge win. We're going to see. We're going to see how it plays out. I'm super, super excited about this fight. And by the way, I've been talking about all these fights, but that card where Shakur Stevenson is gonna be fighting, that's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good card, bro. LOYY. So Chris is the favorite and Ben is the underdog? No way. Of course. Come on now. Of course. That's not even no question. Chris Eubank Jr. is going to be the favorite. The much bigger guy. So he is going to be the favorite to win this fight. I don't know what the odds are going to be, but he's going to be the favorite. I promise you that. Kempachi, you watch UFC? I don't watch UFC that much. I watch it sometimes, but I don't watch it like that. Ethel, I'm the guy who watched you live stream at 4/11/25. Well, I can't remember my live stream from 4/11/25, but appreciate you dropping in, my brother. We talking boxing like we was on that date as well. Ozzy, I think Conor Benn wins because of the weight. I mean, why because of the weight? Because you got to remember that Chris Eubank Jr. is the bigger guy. Conor Benn is the guy moving up. So why would you think Conor Benn wins because of the weight? If anything, I think on fight night, Chris Eubank is going to be bigger. He's going to gain more weight. Oh, no. I think they may have some rehydration clause for this one. Kyle Wilkinson, thoughts on Whitaker Cameron 2? I didn't like that stoppage. That's it. I'm going to just tell you what it is, my brother. I did not like that stoppage. I don't know if they was just trying to make Whitaker look good or what, but that stoppage was crazy. Ozzy, he's going to be more comfortable. Eubank is cutting down, bro. We're going to see. You're saying that, but you don't know the effect of moving up multiple weights either. Come on now. It's not going to be an easy fight. Ozzy, you're probably going to be drained. Listen. If he is drained, then he's going to be in trouble. If he is. But you got to understand, too. Let me tell you something a lot of people don't consider. MAW, hello, Boxing Fans, Jay in chat. Ooh, MAW, what's the deal, my brother? Let me tell you something that boxing fans don't consider, that I want you to think about. There's times that fighters are weight drained because they wait for the last couple of weeks to lose most of the extra weight. So when you got somebody that in those last few weeks, those last 2 weeks in training camp, they 25 pounds above, and then a week before the fight, they 14 pounds above, they'll lose it. But they got to starve themselves to lose that weight. It's different when a fighter's real responsible and he's cutting weight from the beginning of that training camp, cutting. And in the last week, they only over by 3 pounds. They get to that fight healthy. That happens a lot in boxing. That fighters, the last couple of days, still cutting 10 pounds. That's why they get to the ring. That's really when they be weight drained. So if Chris Eubank Jr. does it the right way, the way that he should, he'll get to the fight nice and healthy and ready to go. Ethan Ray, can you do me a favor? Can you do a house tour? A house tour? Brother, this is a boxing channel. What are you talking about, a house tour? Like, are you serious? What kind of content you think we doing over here? A house tour. I digress. Let's talk about boxing. I hope the next thing you got, Ethan, is about boxing, because it's getting kind of weird. Sammy, I thought I was early too. He did have Cameron Rock, but not a stoppage. Nah, Sammy Chiba, that's what I'm talking about, my brother. I didn't see a stoppage. I felt like Duke can keep fighting. I don't know what happened there. I really don't know. I really don't know what happened there. Real talk. LOYY, I've seen training footage of Ben Camp. He's super fast and sharp. I think he could get the W. We're gonna see. Yo, I got Conor Benn winning this fight and by knockout. I got him winning brutally. This could be the most watched fight in British The marketing for the fight has been crazy. Yo, that's what I'm talking about, yo. They've been going all out from the moment, because you remember they was going hard last year. But from the moment they signed to fight this year, they've been going hard. And you've seen the press conferences, you've seen the video, you've seen the promotional shoots. They going hard. This fight is gonna be huge. Huge fight. MAW, sorry, I've been missing in action. Got family issues to deal with. Family first, my brother. You already know. Past midnight here in Australia, so off to bed now. But just dropped in to smash that like button, folks. Ooh, MAW, I appreciate you, my brother. Family first. Have a good night in Australia. And shout out to everybody in Australia that'll be checking in with me, yo. I appreciate y'all. LOYY, Ethan, I think you got the wrong channel, bro. Yeah, Ethan over here talking about a house tour. Let me find out. LOYY, how much you think each of them going to make? I don't know, to be honest, but I feel like they're gonna get paid. You know, the type of promotion that this has been, and the history behind it too, you know, because part of the reason this is selling the way that it's selling is because of their parents. Because of the history between their parents. And now the two sons get to mix it up. So that's part of that history. They're going to get paid. They're definitely going to get paid. Kyle Wilkinson, you think Conor innocent? He's really out of favor with the fans now here in England. Honestly, you know, he got exonerated. And that's how I see it. He got exonerated. Innocent or guilty, I just don't know. It's hard, you know, it's hard for me to, because I don't like to say things without having evidence. So to me, if he's exonerated, he's innocent. But he'll have to prove himself. He's going to be going through testing for this fight and upcoming fights, and let's see how his career plays out. Hash Bass, Eubank might be cutting too much weight coming from 168. LLYY, you think it's going to reach $2 million plus each? $2 million plus? I mean, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I think it could. I think they could both make that or more, but I don't know. Kyle Wilkinson, LL, way more than 2 mil each. You see, I think they're gonna make more than 2 mils each. You know, because like I say, you know, this is a historic type of fight because of their parents, and you see it, man. You know, these are two guys that they don't like each other, and a lot of people want to see how it's gonna play out. I feel like they're gonna, wherever they're gonna fight at, and I know it's a big arena, it's gonna be sold out. People want to go see that fight. Fight fans, like if I was over there in England, I would be there to see that fight live. I guarantee you. LOYY, Turkey's going to be there. He looking for the winner. Let's see, man. We're going to see who wins this fight and what's next for the winner. That's what's interesting as well. I want to see whoever wins this, because now that Conor Benn is going to have that fight, did y'all know that Ryan Garcia called him out? Like, he willing to fight him? Or you may have seen the interaction between Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn. It got chippy. Ryan was like, "Oh, sleep you. So Conor Benn and Ryan Garcia, that would be crazy, bro. But he will have to win this fight. LOYY, Saudi is going to be the home of pro boxing. They spending so much money and make an easy profit. I mean, we're going to see. That's controversial because we don't know how it's going to play out once they start their new boxing league. Are they going to want to funnel all fights through that boxing league? Because if they are, I'm telling you, they're going to run into problems early on when that belt is meaningless. I don't think all these fighters are going to be dying to catch a turkey belt. Kyle Wilkinson, where are you from, by the way, bro? DR, my brother. Sammy Chiba, Ben will obliterate Garcia. I'd like to see that fight, man. Honestly. I don't know that Ben will obliterate Garcia like you're saying, bro. Because Ryan Garcia is going to have a huge height and reach advantage on Conor Benn. Huge. Conor Benn is little next to Ryan Garcia. Like Ryan Garcia is gonna be able to punch him from across the ring. And Ryan Garcia even say he down to fighting Boots. Y'all remember a few years back when people used to say that Ryan Garcia was scared of all these fighters? Yo, Ryan, I remember when Ryan Garcia was dealing with mental health issues. That he pulled out of a fight with, what's the name of the guy that then he ended up Fondora, not Fondora. What's the name of the guy that Ryan Garcia he pulled out of a fight with and then he fought him and beat him? Fortuna. There you go. When Ryan Garcia pulled out of the fight with Fortuna, everybody was like, "Oh, Ryan's scared of everybody. He's scared. Look, he's scared. He don't want to fight nobody." And look at Ryan Garcia now. He already fought Devin Haney. He already fought Tank Davis. He's about to fight Rollies. He calling out Boots. Yo, Ryan Garcia ain't scared to fight nobody, man. Whoever used to say that, man, is real quiet about it these days. Real quiet. I don't hear nobody no more saying, "Nah, Ryan's scared. He be scared." LOYY, Ben got better defense than Garcia, but that fight going to be crazy. I'd like to see it, man. You know, whoever Ryan Garcia want to fight, I want to see it. Kyle Wilkinson. Boots beats them all, in my opinion. I mean, look, Boots is a very special fighter. The only person I got beating Boots right now in and around his division is Terrence Buck Crawford. Then nobody else. And that fight is not going to happen. That's it. That ship has sailed. They had the opportunity to fight Crawford. Crawford moving on to bigger and better things. Obviously trying to fight Canelo, make history, all that good stuff. So that's where that's at. Ramsrail, Boost would destroy Ryan Garcia. But yeah, I remember when people were saying Ryan's scared to fight everybody, and now he's fighting everyone. Much respect to him. That's what I'm saying, my brother. People was like, that's what the whole narrative was about. People posting or commenting about how scared Ryan is, about how he'll never fight the big dogs because he's scared of them. Look, he pulled out versus Fortuna. Imagine how he's gonna fight Tank and how he's gonna fight Devin. He already fought both of them. Crazy. LOYY. Garcia gotta make a comeback. This dude fight and press conference are so entertaining and fire. I wish he'll be back. Are you? Which Garcia are you talking about, my brother? Because Ryan Garcia is. What do you mean you wish he'd be back? He was. Come on now. Or are you talking about a different Garcia? Because he is. He's never left, my brother. What you mean you wish he'd be back? Kyle Wilkinson. Who wins the trilogy, Bivol or Beterbiev? What do you think? I think it's going to be the same. We already saw 24 rounds of this. And both fights were very similar. I see that Bivol did, and I predicted that, by the way, that Bivol will make the right adjustments and win the rematch. I believe that fight number 3, Bivol wins it again. That's it. Beterbiev, you got to remember, Beterbiev was 40 years old when they fought. I believe he may already turn 41 by their next fight. So we have to take that into consideration. Bivol is younger. He already figured out a way to beat him. And I believe now he could even beat him a little bit more convincingly. It's still going to be a tough fight. It's still going to be a close fight. But I feel like Bivol is going to win it. LOYY. Ryan Garcia, my brother. But come on now. He's not as he used to. He's fighting that much and does not care about the belt no more. That's what I mean. I don't know. I'm not sure, why you feel that way. He's fighting big names. He's fighting real good fighters. And you got to keep in mind, he only has one loss. You're talking like, the way you're talking about it is like Ryan Garcia has been getting beat up in his last 3-4 fights. He's down and out. The guy only got one loss to Tank Davis, my brother. And look, he went and fought Devin Haney. And we know how that happened, the whole steroid stuff. But he put the baits on Devin Haney. And if it wasn't because of the steroid stuff, he would have been a champion right now. So he was chasing a world champion in Devin Haney. Come on now, his last fight was for a title shot. TY, Chris Eubank Jr. will win this. We gotta see TY, because I understand the perspective that Chris Eubank Jr. is the bigger guy. Conor Benn is gonna be moving up, but you also gotta take into consideration they fighting at a catch weight. Chris Eubank Jr. gotta drop some pounds to get to that catch weight. And Conor Benn is a strong fighter with knockout power. So I got Conor Benn sleeping him. Real talk. Conor Benn is sleeping Chris Eubank Jr. There you go. Ramsrail, how much of a chance do you give Haney in the rematch? I mean, we already said they're both gonna be, at their best. I think we feel that way. Ryan Garcia is gonna be focused for that rematch. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like Ryan Garcia may have Devin Haney's number. He may have it. But I still say that's a 50-50 fight. It's a close fight. It's hard to call it. But if I have to bet right now, I'm going with Ryan Garcia to win that fight. Just because I feel like he got his number. Ethan, do you know Manny Pacquiao? Promise he's a boxer. Manny Pacquiao was a great boxer. He's retired. Great boxer. TY, don't think it's a bigger size for me. I think got in Conor's head. Okay, that's fair enough. But I think that Conor Benn is disciplined enough to step in the ring and follow his game plan. Kyle, Ethan, hit me up with your dealer, bro. That must be some good shit. He from Philippines, Manila, Luzon. Okay, Ethan, do you got anything to say about current boxers, active boxers, the ones that we're talking about? Ramsreal, I don't think there's a catch weight, but there's a rehydration clause that Eubank can't hydrate above 170. Nah. There's a catch weight. We got to look that up, my brother. I'm almost sure that there is a catch weight for this fight. I'm almost sure. Look, I felt sure, but you made me doubt. Let's Google that shit, my people. Because I thought that there was a catch weight. I think that there is a catch weight. Eubank Jr. versus Benn. Is it at a catch weight? Yep, 160. There you have it. There you have it, my brother. It is 160. They're fighting at 160. They're fighting at 160 with a 10-pound rehydration clause. So, yes, they could go up to 170. Ramsreal, there's a catch weight in the fight last year, but now, nah. Kyle Wilkerson, it's at 160, but Eubank can only rehydrate to 170. Kudo and John Paul's first cousin. Please, the algorithm. Hell yeah, the algorithm. Hit that like button. Everybody hit that like button and shit. That's going to be a heck of a fight. That's going to be a heck of a fight. They both going to make 160, of course. And then the rehydration can only be up to 170. So I think they're both going to wait. To be honest, I won't be surprised if Chris Eubank is heavier. I wouldn't be surprised if Chris Eubank get real close to that 170 and Conor Benn only goes up a few pounds. That wouldn't surprise me. Kyle Wilkinson, new sub from me, by the way. Appreciate it, my brother. Appreciate you dropping in. And check out some of those videos that I posted, some of those shorts. And I promise you, you're going to see why Box Center is your favorite boxer's favorite boxing show. I promise you. Check out some of those videos that I posted when you have a chance, and you'll see what this is about. Real boxing shit going on over here. Rams Rail, the undercard is great too. I believe Vidal Riley is a future star at cruiserweight. Honestly, when it comes to Riley, I've only seen highlights. I haven't seen a whole fight of his. So, but you bringing up the name makes me want to check him out a little bit. Give him a close eye. But I haven't seen enough to have an opinion on him like that, of that magnitude. I will say, my peoples, I will say, with Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr., it's probably going to be bigger than their parents' fight. And that was huge. And for titles. But this, the way that it's being marketed, it's insane. This is a huge fight. Kyle, do you think Chris Billum Smith can get back to world level? Ooh. Okay, so here's something to consider, right? Most champions, when they lose their title, they don't get it back. A lot of people don't realize this. It's the best of the best who become two-time champions and three-time champions. But most champions, when they lose their title, they don't get it back. They're only a one-time champ. Like, for example, look at George Kambosos. He got his title shot now versus Richardson Hitchens. If he loses, do you think Campbell's going to become a champion again? So my point, what I'm saying is, it's going to be tough for Smith to grab another title right now. But I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm not saying it can't happen. Ramsreal, I have this feeling Till will stop Barboza. I'm going to tell you like this, my guy. Barboza's real confident in himself. And we have to understand that this fight is not happening because Teofimo Lopez want to fight him. Teofimo Lopez did not want to fight him. The reason this fight is happening is because Barboza became his mandatory. So Teofimo had to either drop the title or defend it. Obviously, he chose to defend it. Barboza's real confident in himself. So I think this fight, in fact, I'm on record as saying between Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and Teofimo Lopez, Teofimo has the toughest opponent and is the one who can get upset out of those three. There is a question mark with Devin Haney because we know he got pummeled in his last fight. How is his punch reaction gonna be when he get hit? How is he gonna react? There's just that question mark. But Devin Haney is gonna be favored to beat Jose Ramirez, to outbox him and beat him by points. And I know Teofimo's gonna be favored to beat Barboza, but Barboza can fight, and he's a pressure fighter. If you think about it, Kamboza's the guy that beat Teofimo. Barboza's that type of fighter too. I'm not gonna say he look identical to Kamboza's, but I mean as far as putting that pressure, coming forward, throwing punches and bunches, Barboza's that type of guy too. Kyle Wilkinson, LLYY, there's a rematch clause, but if Eubank loses, he said he'll retire, and Conor Benn is in line for the WBC title at 147 if he wins, apparently. Listen, Chris Eubank said that because he feels confident he's going to win the fight. No way he retires. I promise you, no way he retires if he loses. A guy does not want to retire on a loss. D. Willer, what's up, OG? What's the deal, my brother? You know what it is, man. We talking boxing. Chris Eubank Jr., Conor Benn. Who you think is going to win that fight? And my peoples, don't forget to hit that like button, man. I don't even have 20 likes. Why I'm being done like this? Treated like I'm a C-level fighter out here getting pummeled. The Mexican G. That's actually a good comparison. But we do. The Mexican G. Barboza and Kambosos are similar. Okay. They are. They are. They have the same style. So the same way that Kambosos was able to get ahead on the card on Teofimo Lopez, and then Teofimo, if you think about it, he was putting hands. on Kambosos. In those last few rounds, there were moments where Kambosos was surviving for dear life. But he was so far ahead on the cards that he could afford to fall back and still win the fight. So Barboza has that same style. We shall see. If it goes to the cards, Barboza can beat Teofimo. Teofimo, he cannot allow himself to be outworked. D. Willer, Eubank win 8 or 9 rounds. Damn, you got Chris Eubank Jr. knocking Conor Benn out like that? Brutal? You think it's going to be quite brutal? Kyle, Eubank wants a world title shot after the Benn fight. So if he loses, I think he'll never fight for a world title again. I mean, this could be his last opportunity. But I think that he's good enough to where if he loses, he can still work himself into a title shot. Just because he's good enough and he got a name. D. Willer, Teo fucking over Buddy. We gonna see, man. We gonna see. Barboza wants that smoke, and you could see it. When he go face to face with Teofimo, you could see it. That he's confident that he's gonna whoop that ass. And by the way, remember that Teofimo Lopez slapped him. Remember the little slap? Teo slapped that man. The Mexican G, to be fair, I don't think that was the best version of Teofimo. He had problems happening in his personal life. He also underestimated Kambosos. I agree with you. I believe that's why Kambosos has never really expressed interest in a rematch. He knows. Teofimo was dealing with health issues and there were personal issues at home. That's a fact. D. Willer, not a knockout. I'm saying he'll win 8 or 9 rounds. Oh, okay, okay. Damn, so you think he's going to dominate Conor Benn? That's domination. Hash Bass, Teo isn't losing. He wasn't healthy when he took his first loss. Yeah, when it comes to Teofimo Lopez, that first loss, he was dealing with some, I think it was a breathing problem. I don't remember what it was. And at home, he was dealing with serious personal stuff. And it played out the way that it did. LOYY. He ain't winning 8 or 9 rounds. There is no way, D. Willer. Chill. Kyle. LOYY. It's far from impossible. I mean, honestly, my people, I don't see Chris Eubank Jr. dominating Conor Benn. I think it's a competitive fight no matter who wins it. But like I said, I got Conor Benn sleeping him. Knockout. Anita Sharma. Brother, I want to open my own MMA gym. Can you suggest me any tips? A wrestling background and know a little kickboxing. To be honest, Anita, I'm not the perfect person when it comes to MMA gym because, you know, I barely follow MMA. You know, I enjoy some of the fights, but I don't watch it a lot, and I know nothing about an MMA gym. You know, my focus always been boxing. You know, I box as an amateur, and I follow boxing. I analyze it, call the fights. So, if you have a boxing question for me, but when it comes to MMA, honestly, I can't give you a solid answer on that. D. Willer. Conor Benn is nice, but he moving up, and I just don't see Conor winning. I see Conor Benn knocking out Chris Eubank. Kyle, as a huge fan of both Chris and Conor, I think the only way Conor can win is an early knockout. I mean, I think that knockout can happen at any given moment. With the type of power Conor Benn has, I think until that last bell ring, Chris Eubank got to protect that chin at all times. Anita, so do you sell boxing course online? Boxing course? I do not. We just talk boxing right here on this live. And you can watch my boxing videos. John Parham, D, salute. My peoples, 2 more likes. I got 18. And Anita Sharma, with all them questions, you owe me a like. All them questions you asking me. I can tell you what, my peoples. I can tell you what. This fight has a very good possibility of going the distance. I got Conor Benn knocking him out. Some people got Chris Eubank knocking him out. This fight could go the distance. Because these are two guys who can take a shot. They can both take a shot. So, I have a hard time, just predicting that, oh, this guy's gonna get knocked out. Just like that. John Parham, boxing course is not a bad idea. Nah, it's not a bad idea at all. I mean, I think there are boxing courses, but not on live like this. That I know of. Maybe there are too. Anita, can you suggest me any channel where boxing is explained from Chris? I'll give you a like. Channels that explain boxing. It's that I don't know. I know channels that talk boxing, but not that explain it. That's not a question I've ever gotten in a channel I've seen. LOYY, Anita, my advice, yeah. Hook it up with LOYY, got you, so go ahead and give us that like. John Parham, D is decent. Just kidding, he's solid. Oh, yeah. Yo, we got people up in here who know boxing, who know what they talking about. And that's what Box Center is about. Hell yeah. Oh, by the way, my peoples, some exclusive content is going to be coming up real soon. Hector Camacho Jr. is coming to Dominican Republic to work on some things. I'm going to link up with him, and we're going to be talking boxing. We're going to do what we do. So we got some stuff coming up for y'all. My peoples, I'm about to end this live, but before I do, as always, I want to give a shout out everybody who showed love. The Mexican G, John Parham, LOYY, D Willer, my guy, Kyle, Kyle Wilkinson, appreciate you dropping in, my brother. Anita Sharma, appreciate you coming through. Yo, everybody who, the Mexican G, you out there. Shakur Stevenson hater, Hash Bass, aka the biggest Shakur Stevenson hater in the Milky Way, in this whole galaxy. My peoples, y'all already know what it is, man. I'm going to see y'all tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to be live. We're going to be talking boxing. All these great fights that are coming up, we got to talk about it. Superman, my brother, salute. Everybody else, I'm out of here. One love, yo. Peace.